All right, welcome everybody. Good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. Welcome to a pre-game show between your Calgary Flames and the Washington Capitals. We are getting things underway. If you're joining live on YouTube, welcome aboard. Thanks for tuning in. You can hop on the live chat and let me know if you have any questions. We'll talk about score predictions and much more as we go through. If you're live on the Instagram feed, welcome aboard. Thanks for tuning in as well. We appreciate you hanging out with us. And it's a pleasure to have you on board. Once again, questions welcomed. Any topics welcomed. All appreciated. Once again, the Calgary Flames begin a big homestand, at least 6 games between now and the Four Nations break. We'll talk about starting goaltenders, line pairings, and anything you want to know about as we go through this evening with you. It's the Calgary Flames and the Washington Capitals tonight at 7 p.m. at the Saddle Dome. That's Mountain Time. So if you are in Eastern Time, it's going to be 9 p.m. If you are in Pacific, 1 hour behind, it will be 6 p.m. So that's how things are going to fare out. We'll talk about line pairings to begin with. Let me know which lines intrigue you the most and what you are looking forward to as well. Our Instagram chat is open. A little quiet on the Instagram front, so I'll wait for people to join us. But in the YouTube front, I see a couple of you. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. So we have a new look, whether it be the forward pairings or the defensive pairings. I'll talk about it in just a moment time. So thank you to Pat Steinberg, of course, Sportsnet 960 radio host, who talked about the pairings. So it will be Huberdeau, Kadri, and Peltier to begin on the first line. I love that Peltier connection with Huberdeau, the dad and son. Coleman, Backlund, Coronato coming up next. In the second line, Pospisil, Sharangovich, Kuzmenko, Lomberg, Bishop, and Klapka. And then in defense pairing, it's Hanley, Anderson, Bean and Uyghur, Barry and Pahal, and Wolf. And welcome to Hunter McKinley as well. Question from Hunter. If you're watching live on YouTube, Hunter, thanks for your question. Your question says, what are your thoughts on Klapka and Barry returning? On the Klapka front, I'm excited to see what he can do. From what I've heard or seen, at least this might be his last chance to showcase what he can showcase. Of course, he's 6 foot tall, or 6'6", something like that. So he'll be especially paired with Lomberg and Bishop. They Bishop not so really tall, but between Lomberg and Klapka, I think you can see a bit of intensity. I think it will live up to the dreams of the fourth line we were looking for always, especially. Yeah, I think it will be a good design fourth line. I like that. Callum G, welcome aboard. Thanks for tuning in. And secondly, Tyson Barry. He did get in conditioning stint. He got sent down loan to the AHL Wranglers. He came back this afternoon or this morning. He scored a power play goal for the Wranglers, so I'm excited to see what he can do. Finally, he'll get game time right. So he hasn't played an NHL game since November 12th. He went down to the AHL with the Wranglers and scored a power play goal. So that's amazing. So I'm excited to see what they can do. The blue line will definitely miss Kevin Ball, but unfortunately he's sidelined right now. I heard there is positive news, so we'll see how that trends. Tuxedo is here. Tuxedo, welcome aboard. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Thoughts on Dustin Wolf is the question. Dustin Wolf, what can I say? Speechless in a positive way. Um, had that one game that he would like back against the St. Louis Blues, but apart from that, he has been excellent overall. Um, Unfortunate for Dan Vladar. I think Dustin Wolf is going to be marked as the starter, the main starter 1A, if you want to say. I think that's trending to be that way. Dan Vladar will get the toughest of the starts, and I think now Dustin Wolf is in right for conversation for Calder Trophy. He's in conversation for Hart even if the Flames make the playoffs, I believe, and it may be he may be the runner up or the finalist at least, um, but yeah, yeah, he might be the finalist, but there might be, what do you call, I lost my, sorry, lost my train of thought. He could be a finalist, but I don't know if he'll end up winning the actual award. We'll see. It's still too early. Yeah, unfortunate for Dan Vladar. Not of the best performance we saw against the Winnipeg Jets. Unfortunately, once again put in a very tough situation on a back-to-back. And yeah, it's going to be difficult how they play along. Wolf could play every game before the Four Nations break, beside the back-to-back in Seattle. Yeah, definitely, it's trending that way. We'll see how he does tonight. Um, of course, you want to not wear out Dustin Wolf, of course. Um, but it could certainly trend that way. Wolf could indeed end up playing majority of the games. Would Vladar be claimed on waivers? I would say no. He doesn't both have a trade market and also a waiver claim market. And I think most teams are already fixed with their goalies already. I think if we were to put on waivers, but I don't know how soon that will happen, he could maybe go down to the HL Wranglers, get some game time in then. But once again, I don't know if I want to do that yet either, just because Devin Coley is having an amazing season in the Wranglers. I don't want them to mess up that rhythm as well. Good questions so far. Keep them coming. Instagram feed, I am also monitoring it. So if you have any questions on the Instagram front, I am always happy to answer them as well. Yeah, 0.889 say percentage for Dan Vladar. Once again, like I said, unfortunate situation. He could have made a couple of those key saves against Winnipeg Jets, but failed to do so. I know the run support is not great for him, especially when the team plays a back-to-back. And but we have seen other teams also having back-to-backs. It's just not the Flames. And on a nightly basis, you expect your goaltender to save as well. But at the same time, you expect your run support as well, not to make any excuses or something like that. And yeah, 2.2 million on the contract. So hope that answers everybody's question. Keep them coming. But right now, let's revisit the lines yet once again. Huberdeau, Kadri, and Pelche will be the first line. Second line will be Coleman, Backline, Coronato. Third line will be Pospisil, Sharangovich, and Kuzmenko. Lomberg, Bishop, Klapka. In defense, just because Kevin Ball is injured right now, Hadley and Anderson, Bean and Beeger, Barry and Pahal, and Dustin Wolf will get the start tonight against the Washington Capitals. Of course, Alex Ovechkin in town, chasing Ben Gretzky's record. And then what you call Andrew Mangiapane is also back with his team to play against his former team. Just don't know yet on the Washington Capitals lineup yet. I'll see if I can find that in just a moment. But I'll quickly hit the question from Tuxedo. How has the internship gone for you with 960? Uh, Amazing 3 weeks so far. It has gone really fast, by the way. It has been an awesome experience. First week I worked the evenings. Second week was early morning. So that was like 2 weeks ago. This past week was in the evenings again, and this past couple days, so yesterday and today, were the mornings. Now I'm back to evenings for the next 3 days, and then I'm done my internship, and I'm back to classes for a big, huge capstone project and all that. Thanks for your question. Appreciate that. Um, yeah, got to meet Pat Steinberg. I'm a regular caller of the Flamestock post game. Always and doing that. I haven't called in a while just because internship is the priority, and as well, any chance I'll get on the radio. Actually, I did get on the radio a couple of times on air in between. Um, yeah, I got on the air in between here and there for small segments. Last week it was during the Wildcard Wednesday when Logan Gordon hosted it, and then last Friday as well when they did text line takeover. This morning I was tasked to keep tracks of points when Patrick Duma and Matty Rose on the morning show were doing a quiz kind of thing, history of Washington Capitals. It's all available on sportsnet960.ca. So if you want to go check out that, you might hear parts of me here and there. I did. I don't know if I'll get consistently on air, but that's how it goes. Let's see. Quickly browsing through the Instagram front. Zurgin says, "Great work, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate that." Kyle Bimo says, "The best in the business, right there." Um, and Kyle wants me on TSN. That will be an outreach, but we'll see how that takes. Welcome to those who have joined us so far. Once again, the Flames are playing tonight um, against the Washington Capitals. Puck drop is 7 p.m. Calgary time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if you are ahead in time, um, do so. Nice. I'll try and find it on the podcast reruns of the show. Yeah, if you want, message me on Instagram or Twitter. I can get you details of it as well if you ever want to. Thanks, Hunter. And Tuxedo is asking, will I ever get into flame stock? I don't think so. That's a little bit more high scope. I haven't heard many interns getting on flame stock. Um, it would be only the lighter shows, so Sportsnet today with Logan Gordon, and the morning show, of course, big show with Rasik and Rose. Score predictions. I was gonna get to that in just a moment, but let's see. Tuxedo is asking for score predictions. So if you are on the Instagram front or YouTube chat, let me know as well. Score predictions for tonight's game. Okay. So this is going to be a tough one. Of course, we know Alex Ovechkin is chasing Gretzky's record. We have new lines, and we also have a team that's really hot in the NHL, the first standing team. So I'm gonna say, and with the Flames, how they have trended recently, I'm going to say a 3-2 win for the Flames. Of course, there might be some bias, but I'm going to say 3-2 Flames win. One empty net goal at least for Alex Ovechkin. And who scores first? I'm going to say probably Kuzmenko on a power play. I like how he has been trending recently. Andrei Kuzmenko, his game has shaped up. So I have high hopes for Kuzmenko. and 3-2 win for the Flames. Tuxedo, let me know your score prediction as well as we go through this wonderful evening. Once again, the Flames and Washington Capitals, the Flames open a 6-game homestand starting today. One of them is in away on a back-to-back against Seattle. So Seattle is just a 3-hour flight. So hopefully that won't be brutal. But once again, I could what you call see Dan Vlada starting on that Seattle back to back, unless the Flames decide differently. We'll see how it goes. Ethan Couture says, "Go, let's go Flames." Indeed, let's go Flames. Thank you. Um, it will be a tough test anyway. How are you doing, my man? I'm doing good, thank you. Hope you're doing well as well. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, Tuxedo says 4-1 caps. Okay, I could see that. I've seen people talk about Alex Ovechkin hat trick as well. So, possible. And you see a Coronado goal. That's possible too. Let's see how it goes. It will be an interesting game for sure. Hopefully, Dustin Wolf can weather the storm. Hopefully, the fourth line has renewed energy. And thanks for spending the time with us once again, as the Flames will take on. So let's take a look ahead of the schedule coming up for a Calgary Flames as we go through along. So the Washington Capitals are in town in Saddledome tonight. Then on Thursday, the Anaheim Ducks are in town as well. That's also 7 p.m. puck drop. You can almost expect Dustin Wolf will start that one as well. But we'll see how that goes depending on tonight. Um, February 1st, Detroit Red Wings against the Calgary Flames at home as well. And then, like I said, they head on the road to take on the Seattle Kraken on February 2nd. That's Sunday. So that's a back to back. And then February 4th, that's a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday against the Toronto Maple Leafs at home. All right. So Flames playoffs question mark tuxedo. Good question. I'm not gonna say anything right now. I'll say come ask me this question once the 6-game homestand is done. Um, I think we'll know a clear answer by then. I think the Flames will get some leeway between both the teams. We'll see how much they can put together points in at home. 12 out of 12, great. At least 8 out of 12 or 6 out of 12, even good. So at the moment, anyway, they are in a playoff spot. They continue to hold that with some games in hand, with some points in hand as well. Let's take a look at the standings real quick. Till then, get your questions in. If you have any more additional questions, I'm monitoring both YouTube and Instagram front. But let's see. So in the wild card, so the Calgary Flames are 55 points. They hold the second wild card spot in the Western Conference. So Vancouver has closed the gap. They are just 1 point behind the Calgary Flames, but the Flames have one game in hand. So I would say Flames need to much if they win tonight, must win. So I'm betting my life savings on a Flames win based on Ireland's prediction. Lol. Okay. Funny. Good luck. So when do the Vancouver Canucks play next? So Vancouver Canucks don't play until tomorrow. So yeah, so the Vancouver Canucks don't play until tomorrow. So you have a bit of an advantage to capitalize. The St. Louis Blues, we are 5 points. They are 5 points behind. So we'll see how that goes. The St. Louis Blues, when do they play again? Do they play today? I heard they put Brandon Saad on waivers, the St. Louis Blues, and they've been putting one other player on waivers. And the St. Louis Blues don't play until January 31st, so in a couple of days' time. So we'll see how that goes. It will be interesting. Hunter asks favorite Breadman memory. I think I've been watching some YouTube highlights recently. I think that one goal where he scored against the Dallas Stars in the playoffs, making it 2-1, I think, when the series was tied like 2-2. I think that's one of my favorite goals of Andrew Manjapane. And then the work he did for charity wise in Calgary as well. I think those two stand out to me the most. And Tuxedo is asking when are you getting Mike back on the show? I'm working on that. That's a work in progress. Mike was in Winnipeg this weekend, watching the game against the Winnipeg Jets, where the Flames lost 5-2, and hopefully I can get him back on the show. Mike, if you're watching, hello, and I guess fans want you back on the show as well. Um, Yeah, Brandon Sad, I was checking his stats earlier today. Not as great on paper. People are wondering if Flames should put a claim on him, especially with his contract. I wouldn't say so, but some Flames fans are curious on how that's gonna play out. YouTube friend has been really busy. Thank you to Tuxedo and Hunter for those questions. Instagram friend, if you're watching as well, welcome aboard. Thomas, welcome aboard. Gurpal, Matthew, Flash, Munro, Ethan, everybody, welcome aboard. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, we are talking about the Flames pregame show that will get underway. It's in just 45 minutes. Hope everybody's excited for the game. It's going to have various results. I predict a 3-2 win for the Flames with a Kuzmenko opening goal on a power play. We had Tuxedo predict 4-1 Capitals with a Coronato goal. If you have any score predictions, put them in the chat. We always appreciate score predictions. And we appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Let's take a look at the other NHL games on the schedule as well today. If you want to go watch other hockey in the meantime, the Winnipeg Jets and the Montreal Canadiens are tied 1-1. Chicago Blackhawks and Tampa Bay Lightning lead 1-0. Boston Bruins and Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo Sabres lead 3-1. Carolina and New York. Carolina leads 1-0. Colorado and New York Islanders still tied at 0-0, so no score there. And then later on, it's the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks and Seattle Kraken. So that's a look at the NHL schedule as well. William Stromgren, he has been a candidate of call-ups. But I don't know how soon we'll see him. I think they might test out Klapka first. Then I think next in line is Dryden Hunt. And then after only William Stromgren. Just because I know he's goated, he has been playing recently, but I think call up list wise, I think that will be the order. They'll see how Klapka does. They of course sent Karens down. I think it might be related to the AHL All Star and to get him some games going on. Then after that, it will be Dryden Hunt. Everybody was predicting a Dryden Hunt call up today, but that didn't happen. So up next is after Dryden Hunt, it will be probably William Stromgren. No rush for him though. He's still playing great. Let him continue in the AHL. He'll get extra minutes, especially with these call ups. So we'll see how that trends down. Good questions. Tuxedo, thank you so much. Lincoln says, hey team, and Kale Miller says, Ovechkin hat trick. I've seen that couple people say. I wouldn't say it's out of the question, but I bet you at least he'll score one empty net goal. I see that somehow. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully my prediction is right. Hopefully your prediction is right. Always appreciate, always wonderful when things goes right. All right, I'll keep the chat open for a few more minutes if you have any other question. All right, we have a question. Perfect. Hunter McKinley, what does your ideal Flames lines look like? So, are you talking about, let's say, I can call up anybody? What is the context like, or working around with right now? Or any prospects? Can I include prospects? What are your thoughts? How do you want me to build the line? Miles is here. Um Miles, thank you for joining. Kolmai Hera is asking, is Kadri over 1.5 points valid? Um, yeah, I could see him get a point or two. Um, we'll see how that goes. It's possible. All right. While I get a bit of an answer from Hunter, let's head to Tuxedo. Are you excited for Scotia Place? Of course I am. Of course, the nostalgic, what you call nostalgia of the Saddle Dome will be missed. But I'm excited to see what they can transform into. I heard there will be at least multiple different players or arenas within the building. They'll be able to hold multiple events. That's what we have been hearing all time around. So I'm excited for Scotia Plays. The design looks fantastic. We'll see how it turns out. All right, I can include any players. All right, let's do this. So on my first line, I would keep Huberdo and Kadri. Pelche also I would keep. Coleman, Backlund, Coronato I would keep as well. I wouldn't change that in the near future. When Zari is healthy and he's ready to come back, I would put Zari on center. I want Pospisil on the left line. And then Sharangovich on the right. I don't know how much Kuzmenko can bring on a consistent basis. I much rather see what you call Zari in that lineup. Lomberg, Bishop, Klapka. I would love to have Justin Kirkland or even Anthony Mathen come back next year at least. So one of those two with Lomberg and one of the centers. So yeah, Bishop, if he performs well. In defense pairing, I would like to see maybe a Brustevich or even who's the Grushnikov or Yan Kuznetsov, Ilya Solovyov, all those candidates. And then Wolf, of course, and then eventually maybe Devin Cooley backing up Dustin Wolf. All right, we got a couple questions on the Instagram front. Let's see, sir. Do you believe the Rantanen trade was good? Yeah, that was a blockbuster trade. Unfortunately, Chicago Blackhawks didn't do that well. But I think Carolina Hurricanes got a really strong player. We'll see how they do. Thoughts on the rumor that Crosby will be traded to Calgary. So I saw Kevin Weeks tweet that out, Reporter Insider, but nothing to follow up yet. I don't know if what the tweet was necessarily. Um, but Crosby to Calgary, I don't really see it at the moment anyway, just because I've heard he's an untouchable player in the Penguins. So we'll see how that goes. And then what do you think the final score will be? I talked about my final score. I see a 3-2 uh, 3-2 win for the Flames. But we'll see how that goes. Lincoln says a blowout, maybe. We'll see. Adriano, welcome aboard. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having a great evening. Ryan Huska, as a head coach, I think he has done really well so far, coaching wise. And if you want to compare bald heads, I don't know if you have seen that clip. Jacob Pelchek kissing Ryan Leslie's head. I thought that was a cute little moment. So yeah, K-War is saying you're hearing Crosby for Huberdeau. I don't know if Huberdeau is really movable also. Based on his contract, there is like 6 years left. I don't know if Pittsburgh Penguins are willing to take on that contract. It could be possible. I'm not a GM. I don't get to decide that. We'll see how that goes. Whatever you're hearing, hopefully that's a credible source. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, once again, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll do a quick rundown again of what we talked about in the show. The Calgary Flames are going to take on the Washington Capitals and Alex Ovechkin tonight at 7 p.m. at the Scotiabank Saddledome. They open a 6-game homestand, including Seattle Kraken, Detroit Red Wings, Anaheim Ducks, Toronto Maple Leafs, all included in that slate. If they are willing to continue this playoff push, I think getting at least between 8 to 10 points this homestand will be wonderful. If you're on what you call team rebuild, team tank, um, it may look difficult depending on how the team plays. But I believe the team has more chemistry and more team ethics together right now. And with that one lone man on net minding, Dustin Wolf, he's been unstoppable recently. So we'll see how all that plays out. Have a terrific evening. Flames and Washington Capitals coming up in 30 minutes or so. Check out my Twitter and Instagram handles for score updates. I always put them at CGY underscore Anand. Jets winning the cup this year. I could see that. Yeah, they're in the run, of course. From what I heard, if the playoff starts today, it will be the Winnipeg Jets and the Calgary Flames battling between. So we'll see if that's a possibility. But I can see Winnipeg Jets. Calgary Flames are in the playoff picture right now. A lot of other teams as well. So we'll see how this all plays out. Lots of time left. I'm not going to say anything and jinx it. Let the team do what it has to do. And we'll see where it ends up. All right, on behalf of Hockey Talk with Anand and CGY underscore Anand, I thank you for spending the time with me this evening. Appreciate everybody's questions, chats, especially Hunter and Tuxedo on the YouTube front, and many of you on the Instagram front. We appreciate you hanging out with me. Have a great evening. Flames and Washington Capitals up next. Have a great evening.